The anti-overland movement is here, and this is what you need to know about it. Let's go ahead and start at the beginning. On the internet, everything is a trend. It either goes up or it goes down. Well, 2 to 4 years ago, overlanding and outdoor activities were trending all around. This began a massive surge into all these outdoor hobbies, and overlanding, building these trucks out like this, became really big. A bunch of people hopped on YouTube, made videos about it, and it was trending, and everybody thought it was awesome. Now, fast forward to 2024, there's a rise of people looking at hobbies like this and hating on it and bringing it down and bashing it because it's a little bit over the top. You don't need a $100,000 truck to go drive 4 service roads, and that's fair. But just like before, now it's trendy to hate this, and we need to talk about it. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say hate is a bad thing, because it does have its place. Because when you see something you're passionate about going the wrong way, I think you should be able to voice your opinion about it. But there's a fine line between where that hate is coming from and where your opinion is coming from. This hate for overlanding can come from 2 different portions of the audience. I've made a video in the past talking about overland is a scam, hopping on this bandwagon a little bit because, well, it's trending and I gotta make content. That's how it works. But I believe I was trying to come at it in a good way, because I know a lot of people look at our videos out there and want to do it as well. They want to go out and experience the outdoors. They want to take adventures in vehicles. They want to do it. So I like to tell people you really don't need all this gear to go out and do this. And that's where I try to target my videos when I'm bashing overlanding. Just because I have a rooftop tent doesn't mean you need one. Just because I have a solar panel mounted on my roof rack doesn't mean you need one. Just because I have a truck doesn't even mean you need a truck. And that's when I make videos like that. But the other side of hate, and I like to call these people miserable f***. They don't like to do anything. They like to get on the internet and just bash whatever they can because they're unhappy. May that be they're upset because they're lazy and they don't even want to go outside to camp or overland or anything, or maybe they're jealous of someone else's truck. That is that category. And I think when you're on the internet, you need to realize not everybody's opinion is created equal, and take it with a grain of salt, even mine. But I want to talk about this because if you're an audience and you've always dreamed of building out your truck, or you're in the process of building out a truck or SUV right now to do this, and then you see all these people in the comments bashing it, saying it's stupid, try not to listen to them. At the end of the day, if you enjoy something, that's all that matters. And I think you should do it if it's what you want to do. You shouldn't let anybody on the internet sway you from doing what you want to do. Just because Joe Schmo down in the comments says, I think rooftop tents are stupid, but you've always wanted one, go ahead and get one. They're awesome. If you followed my videos for a while now, you see that I like to try to focus on budget stuff. I'm a budget-minded person. I don't like to go over the top when I buy things because I don't know, I just like budget things. I like to feel like I'm getting a bang for my buck. So when I'm doing my videos for reviewing products, I try to focus more towards the budget category because that's what I would be interested in buying in, and that's the reviews I care about. Personally, I would never buy a $3,000 rooftop tent, so I would never make a video talking about one. So I only focus on the cheap ones that I would actually buy, and that's kind of how all my products are, because I usually buy them with my own money. Small portion of them I work with brands, which is awesome. But that brings me to the topic of hobbies. Every hobby has the top tier stuff and the bottom tier stuff and the mid tier stuff. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be mountain biking. You can have a $10,000 mountain bike or a $500 mountain bike. It could be golf clubs. You could have wooden golf clubs from your grandpa, or you can have the nicest set you can get that drives further. All these different levels come with diminishing returns. Obviously, if you get a $7,000 bike, that jump to a $10,000 mountain bike, it's going to cost a lot more, but it's not going to be that much of a difference. So that's another thing you need to realize. A $3,000 tent probably isn't going to be that much different than a $1,000 tent. I keep bringing back to the tents because, well, it's just easier that way to give an example. But I just wanted to talk about this to say that we need to come together a little bit. If you like this outdoor hobby, which is basically car camping, but with a focus of off-road and exploring, it's called overlanding. Let's try to come together a little bit and not bash it down completely into not existing anymore because nobody wants to do it because they're going to get made fun of on the internet. I'm sure there's a bunch of people out there that have seen videos in the past that thought that's really cool, and now all of a sudden the internet completely switched the whole 360 because people want to sit on their couch and eat Cheetos and write comments and bash things that they never really want to do in the first place. So unless you're really into the hobby of being outdoors and camping and exploring, out of a vehicle and off-roading, maybe keep your 2 cents to yourself, or not. Let me know in the comments if you want to run your mouth. That's cool. But I will listen to you guys. But for the people in the audience, I don't want them to be deterred away from something that they could love and make awesome memories doing. So I know this is kind of a ranty video, but I was doing a lot of research recently on different things that are trending on the YouTube platform, because I'm a creator and I need to see where the trends are going and see if I can get on the ball. That's the name of the game. Unfortunately, I gotta play it. But I was seeing a lot of this anti-overland movement, and I just wanted to give my opinion on it and try to bring some positivity out of this. I think we should all come together and try to build up this hobby so we can get more public land so people can actually use these rigs to overland. Now, I've seen people just call it camping, and in my opinion, overlanding is a lot different than camping. When I go on camping, I think of a family camping trip where you're sitting in one spot for a weekend. You pop your tents up and you sit there, hang out by the fire, maybe by the lake, and that's where you sit for the weekend, and then you go home. Overlanding is different in this aspect because when I go out overlanding, I'm always traveling. I never sit in one spot, usually more than one night. And then I go to the next spot and I put a lot of miles on my truck in the process to go explore and see different things. And that's the whole point of overlanding and why it's a separate hobby from camping and just car camping. Anybody can go out into the woods and sleep in the back of an SUV. But the difference between that is somebody going out, and this is just my head and how I see overlanding and how I experience it, is when I go out, I'm going for a very long time. Not just a weekend, but I'm trying to do like a week long or a month long. I've had trips that lasted a month before, where I'm going and I'm really exploring what a whole state has to offer. I'm going, hitting one spot one night, and then I'm traveling another 500 miles the next day. That might be a little bit extreme, but you get my point, is I'm always traveling and seeing new things versus camping and car camping is a little bit different in that aspect. If you were confused about overlanding or camping, that's kind of why I just went on that little tangent. Let me know in the comments if you're on board with this anti-overland movement, or if you think people are just in the comments spewing hate because, well, I think they're just jealous that they can't get out and experience these things, or maybe they're just jealous because this person's truck is more built than this person's. At the end of the day, it really doesn't matter what gear you have or if you even need the gear, because there's always going to be people that spend more money and have the nicest stuff, and there's going to be people that don't have any of it and hate on that person. I haven't really experienced this myself, but these are just the comments I was reading on these anti-overland themed videos. And it kind of made me sad, because if I was looking at these comments, I don't know, let's say 3 years ago, and I had this crazy dream, I wanted to build this truck behind me and I was building out to live out of, right? And then I see all these people bashing it, saying it's stupid when they don't even go outside and go camping or do any of this. It just would suck, and it would probably make me not really want to do it. So let me know in the comments what you guys think about this. I've on a tangent here, dragging on, had a lot of verbal garbage coming out of my face here during this because I got all these ideas and they just kind of come out of my face hole. If you could do me a big favor and hit that like button down there, hit the subscribe button, it would mean a ton to me. We're on a road to 10,000, and if you hit the subscribe button, we will be one step closer to hitting that goal. I have some really cool videos coming up here in the future. I have some changes I'm making to the truck, and I can't wait to show you them. It's gonna be awesome. I don't know how I'm gonna rig up this new change. It should be a pretty interesting video. And we have about 4 months left before I have to get new tires. Should I pull the trigger and go to 35s, or should I stick with the 33s? Now, a lot of people say 35s aren't worth it, but let's be honest. They look pretty cool, and I don't care what the comments say. I'm all about the looks. Mostly, not really, but you gotta admit, 35s look really cool. Anyways, I will see you guys in the next video. Check this one out right here. It's pretty good. I'll see you in the next one.